2023 was a great year for indie games, and if these upcoming titles are anything to go by, then 2024 will be just as amazing for us indie gamers. Here are the titles I want now because they look so good. You all know the drill by now. There's a sci-fi walking simulator, Lile will play it. There's just something about a good focused story game that pulls me in every time. The less distractions, the better. So I'm really hoping for great writing and a compelling story that sticks the landing. There's a demo available that I do want to try out before release though. I am a little weary of the flying ball companion. Not that I have anything against cute companions, but sometimes they can ruin the mood or tension of a scene. There isn't a definitive release date yet, but the devs are optimistic they can bring it to us sometime this year. And I would be thrilled. Running around in snow-covered areas makes for pretty cool atmosphere, as games like The Long Dark have taught me. So, Arctic Awakening, I'm here for you! My most hyped game is 100% Yes Your Grace Snowfall. I loved the first one and just want to dive back into this world with these characters and fail hard at managing the kingdom. I was lucky enough to take part in a beta, and what I saw got me even more hyped. It's still the same kind of humor I fell in love with and characters I adore. The new 2.5D look and the little cinematics they added look absolutely incredible. I cannot wait for the full release. If it's even remotely as good as the first one, this is a strong contender for my Game of the Year 2024. And from what I've seen, they expanded on everything. There's no set release date, but I think we'll get Yes Your Grace Snowfall sometime towards the latter half of the year. The first title with an actual release date is Pacific Drive, a roguelike driving game where you try to make it through dangerous abandoned zones, collecting upgrades until you finally have to flee from a deadly storm to make it to the next area. This game oozes style and frantic chase sequences, and I'm very intrigued by everything Ironwood shows off. They really want to make you fall in love with your vehicle. You need to take care of it like it was a companion. I don't play roguelites very often, but I will definitely get Pacific Drive. I can't pass it up. I just hope it has some difficulty options and I'm not stuck in an endless loop of failure, because I'm a bad gamer. It releases on February 22nd. Open Roads is finally, hopefully, definitely releasing in 2024. It does have a release date for February 22nd, but I don't want to jinx it. I've been waiting for this one for a while, understandably so, considering the upheaval at Fulbright in 2021, which is why this game is now developed by the Open Roads team. Looking at the bright side, a mother-daughter adventure that goes for the heart is exactly my jam. The two have a complicated relationship, of course, and when they find out about dark family secrets, everything will be put to the test. I can't wait for Open Roads, especially since they revealed that both Caitlin Dever and frickin' Carrie Russell will voice the main ladies. Sign me the heck up! I'm so ready for this road trip. Loco Motive started as a game jam game on itch.io that I played back in the day and really enjoyed. So when they announced they would make it into a full game, I was delighted. Humor in games is never easy to do, but having played the new demo on Steam, I find this absolutely hilarious. It's set to release in the first quarter of 2024. If you are into point-and-click adventure titles, I can already give this one my stamp of approval. You will be playing as 3 different characters at different points in Loco Motive, and hopefully none of these were the ones who committed murder on the Royce Express. Let's figure out who killed Lady Unterwald and have a good time with strings while doing so. And enjoy the great pixel art and amazing animations along the way. A little city builder that caught my interest is Synergy, and I bet you can tell why. This has such a unique art style, so colorful and beautiful. I would put any screenshot of this game up on my wall, to be honest. This one is all about keeping your people happy and healthy through understanding the hostile environment you find yourself in. There seem to be roguelite elements as well, at least the Steam page uses that tag. So it's probably very hard and I will die many times over, but at least I'm looking at something absolutely gorgeous while screaming my frustration to the winds. It's also set to release in the first quarter of 2024. And I would be very happy if that were true, because I want to chill to this music and this art. I love when indie games go for a unique style, even if the city builder aspect isn't new, of course. But that's what I love about covering these types of games. The third game on this list with a release date of February 22nd is CorpoNation: The Sorting Process. Seriously, is that like the last day to release a game so it counts for the last fiscal year or something? Anyway, CorpoNation is a dystopian life sim not unlike Papers, Please, where you are asked by the Ringo Corporation to sort samples. What these samples are and what happens to them, you don't know. But do you really need to? You have rent to worry about, and Corporation approved a core to buy. If it weren't for those pesky rebels who keep contacting you asking you to destroy the samples. Damn, I guess so much for a chill work environment. I'm looking forward to this one. I need one good stressful managing game a year or I'm not happy. So, CorpoNation, I put my stocks in you. Airborne Empire is the sequel to Airborne Kingdom, a city builder with a pretty fun twist. You're a mobile platform in the sky, so you need to take care of how you build and where you place things so your citizens don't fall off and die. The sequel promises a bigger emphasis on the RPG elements of the first one, more fleshed out world building, and even tower defense sequences. This is a bold move, I would say, since the first one very much relied on its cozy vibes. You could just hang out and fly if you wanted to, discovering other kingdoms and reuniting them with one another. I'm very much looking forward to this one. I recently played the first one and had a dang good time with it. Building a city in the sky was a neat idea that they brought to life really well. So let's see what this sequel has in stock when it goes into early access sometime in 2024. Another sequel, The Rise of the Golden Idol, takes the fantastic 2022 puzzle game from the 18th century to the funky 1970s. I cannot wait! The Case of the Golden Idol was such a good game and I expect this one to be just as mind-bending and great. Set 300 years after the first game, the Golden Idol has once again become myth and legend. But judging from the trailer, someone is looking for it again. And I would bet that it will leave a trail of blood and bodies behind just like last time. This is one of the best deduction games out there, and I despaired over it a couple of times, but felt like a genius after I finally cracked the case. I would bet the sequel is going for exactly that kind of reward system. Hopefully it does release in 2024, because I want to dive right back into this world. And here are some games that are already releasing in January.